Oh, What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joined today is my co-host, JoJo. No Kelsey today, just like there was no me last week. So, woot, woot. I think it was last
I am
week.
the only constant.
JoJo's the only person that's here. Oh, man. Next week will just be an only JoJo podcast.
Me talking to myself.
Who knows? I would say fucking next week it could be you and James, but it would still just be you talking to yourself.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, no. Okay. Don't leave me hanging.
So me and you had a conversation off screen. So you picked up Outriders.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
What are your thoughts on Outriders so far?
It's like Borderlands.
It's like
Borderlands.
Borderlands? I know what it is. I actually stayed away from Borderlands. I actually did not play a single second of that game. I did not care for the cartoonish graphics. Turn me away.
Well, there you go. That's the big difference. It's like Borderlands without a layer of like style. You know, it's very like, hey, here's this gray ass planet. Here are dudes, just military guys. But like, if you had played Borderlands, like there's similarities down to like the premise even of like the 4 character classes, also Borderlands 4 character classes, and the skill trees, the stuff, like it feels very similar. The loot mechanics, all of it. And some of the humor even, like it's weird. But it's good. It's pretty good. It's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun game to play if you can get it to work. I'll say that much.
Yes.
If you can get it to work, it's a fun game to play. I honestly, to be fair, I haven't had many issues outside of like the first 2 days. The first 2 days were fucking terrible. I remember when me and James first sat down to play it for the first time, we couldn't get on for like 5 hours. Like their servers were down for 5 straight hours. Jesus, dude.
I gave it a few days before I got into it, so I
wish I would have done it.
I've avoided that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I like the game, but I will say at this point, the combat and being able to play with everybody and just kind of how some of the skills work within the classes is the only thing that's keeping me there. I pretty much don't give it any shits about the story.
No, it's bad. It's kind of bad. I don't know. Yeah. The writing and the voice acting are not good.
Yeah, the voice acting is terrible. They tried way too much to make your guy cool, like way too hard.
No, yeah. And everyone in that game is an asshole.
Yeah, and it's like we get it, dude. You're altered. Like there's no need to try to be that cool guy. You're like, it's like if Superman came down and was just being like the jock to normal fucking day guys at a business office. It's like no one's gonna talk back to you. Like he just tries too hard to be just this asshole and this cool guy. And another reason why you can't get into the story is like everybody who means anything to you dies in the next cutscene. You find them and then they're dead the next cutscene, so it doesn't matter.
There's that sniper lady who gets
that one. Yeah, that blew my mind. I did not see that coming. Yeah.
Should I care about this? Did I know this character?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same whenever you pulled that one dude out of the fucking rubble. It was like, oh, I need my captain. Like it was like one of the first side missions. Damn. Yeah, it's like I need my captain, and then bam, he's dead too. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like
that was. Again, this comparison doesn't work for you, but that was the moment where I really felt like, oh, this is very much Borderlands. That's like in Borderlands, that would be played for a joke in a better way. Like him getting shot, like was supposed to be funny, I think. But because it's like this weird gray place and like just the tone doesn't sell it as a joke well enough in this game.
The character didn't even react to it as a joke either, so that doesn't help.
But just also that dude sucked. Like I was like he shot that one guy and was like, it's war. It's like, okay, you suck, and then he's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, like I said, besides the mechanics and just the playing it is fun. Like I said, if you can get on and play it, it's fun. But yeah, the campaign I don't really care for hardly any of that stuff. But
no, it's bad.
if they do move the direction they're talking about, once again, big if here, because that, in my opinion, like whenever I first read it, and it was before I had the game, I was like, okay, cool, that would be awesome. Now that I've played the game, I feel that it would be such a different trajectory for the game that I'm not sure if it's actually doable to the point that they were talking about. But they were talking about releasing like Destiny level raids.
Oh.
And I'm not really sure if their game is built for that. I
wonder when they were talking about that. Like, was that recent?
It was before the game came out. Like that was like a roadmap that they were looking at wanting to do.
Yeah, because there's some suspicion I've heard that maybe because Square Enix published this, and they also published that Avengers game that no one likes, which is very much structured like Destiny. That maybe Square Enix saw that and was like, wait, no, pivot away from anything. Don't make this like Destiny at all.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to somebody. I can't remember who it was. There was somebody in my Discord because there was like 6 of us in there whenever the servers were down talking. They're like, yeah, man, Square Enix must be sweating bullets. I was like, no. Like, they're like, yeah, but Square Enix published it. I was like, that literally means nothing. Like, this literally means nothing to Square Enix. They could give a shit whether this fails or not. Like, if it does great, fantastic. If it fails, they're just gonna be like, I mean, we didn't make the game. People Can Fly made the game. We just decided to publish it. Like, literally no sweat off of Square Enix's back whatsoever.
I'm sure it's worked out fine for them.
No one, right? No one is literally going to fucking pick up Outriders and be like, "Wow, this game is fucking terrible," and then be like, "Just because of that, I'm not picking up Final Fantasy 16." That's not happening. You know what I mean? It's just not. So,
it's a question of if they lose money on it. They probably lost money on that Avengers game.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even fucking play it. I'm a fucking huge Marvel fan.
Yeah, I read about I considered it like when it's like real cheap. Then I read about it, it's like there's like 3 villains in that thing. It's like they just are supposed to fight them a bunch. Like it's like MODOK and Taskmaster and Abomination, and then that's it.
Wow.
Which is insane. Yeah, there may be one more I'm forgetting.
Like MODOK makes sense, but Abomination being like one of the top threats, that makes no fucking sense. Okay.
It just seems random, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Taskmaster I can kind of get, but I mean, as a main villain...
I think the plot was like Taskmaster sets off the thing that kills Captain America or whatever at the start, then MODOK's the big bad, so I don't know where Abomination fits into the middle of all that.
He's just there to keep the Hulk occupied.
But
that's all it is, dude.
Yeah, he's there because it's easy to reskin the Hulk model they have.
Yeah, exactly. And give the Hulk somebody who can actually fight. Because I mean, Hulk hits MODOK once, that dude's going into fucking cardiac arrest. So I mean, there's no ifs ands buts about it. So yeah, have somebody in there for him. But yeah, I don't know. I stayed far away from that project. I was like, yeah, like when it first came out, they were like demoing like the statues they were making for it, and like the fucking Iron Man statue looked sick, and I was like, ooh, I was like, this is gonna be cool. And then like I started reading more and more about the game and seeing more and more about the game, and like even their faces, man, like the character models were just ugly.
Yeah,
they were so
weird.
Ugly. Like Thor looked disgusting, Black Widow looked disgusting, like they were just ugly characters, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play that game, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because yeah. Exactly.
Right, yeah, I would love for that to be any good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fucking something as big as Marvel being made by my favorite gaming company, like fuck yeah, that'd be great. But or not made by, but published by.
Right, so, it was like Crystal Dynamics or whatever. They make like Tomb Raider, but,
which is crazy because Tomb Raider is amazing.
Yeah, right. It's just
I fucking love Tomb Raider. Oh.
But a Destiny-like thing is such a different project, I guess, that didn't fit.
I will say this. I want to say it was Tomb Raider Underworld, where she like ends up getting like this fucking thing that helps her wield like the ancient version of Mjolnir and shit like this and stuff like that. Yeah, it got way out of hand. I was playing that one, and it had been a while since I had touched a Tomb Raider because, they're all, the majority of them are definitely older. And I was sitting there playing it, and I was like, where the fuck has the writing gone with this? Like, I feel like Lara Croft was just like this cool person that was like exploring these like ancient civilization like tombs and stuff like this, and finding cool shit. Now she's over here like wielding Mjolnir and shit. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Lara Croft? Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. It was like, I get the movie kind of somewhat bombed, but holy shit, like, what are we doing now? And then they like rebooted her, and apparently like the new, I haven't played any of the newer stuff. I want to. It looks amazing. I just haven't got around to it yet. Now that apparently they're releasing it all together as like one big fucking bundle. So I was like, it might be the time. Might be time to pick it up. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. I don't know.
I just dropped like $150 on fucking Final Fantasy. So might as well, I guess. Oh man. Oh.
Wow.
I'm excited though. I have all of them. I think the only game I didn't buy was Typo. That was it.
Oh yeah, I've got that. I haven't played that, but at some point I picked it up cheap.
I was like, I might play it at the very end of it, but we'll see. One of the things that I actually forgot about was Final Fantasy IV After Years. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I never played that.
So that's going to be cool, kind of going through that for the first time. But yeah, I'd never played it, never touched it.
I want to say that was first released as like a Japanese phone game or something. It was like episodic. I think on phones, and then they eventually put it out so Americans could buy it on something. But that's why you would have missed it.
Fucking Before Crisis.
Yeah.
Where it was only released in Japan on the phones from the movie that they made a very limited amount of, and it never made it to America. Which was bullshit. And then that one guy got his hands on one of the phones and then jailbroke it and literally recreated the entire game in a dungeon crawling RPG simulator or something like that, and made the entire game within there, and then fucking downloaded it or uploaded it online so that way everybody could play Before Crisis. I was like, wow.
Guy's a hero.
Yeah, man, I downloaded it. I played it. It looked like shit, but I played it.
People who do that stuff are amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whoever it is that translated Mother 3 like 15 years ago, so I could play that game.
Yep.
No.
I remember. So I'm not sure if you're a big Minecraft fan or not, but
dabble.
I feel like, I don't know. I've said this multiple times online, and I kind of feel like I still stand by this. I feel like Minecraft is probably one of the greatest games of our generation. Like, I know like a younger group plays it, but whenever you really look at how much time you could spend in Minecraft with all the different shit you're able to do, like there's not another game out there that comes close to that. It's just not. Like, as far as building, dungeon diving, mining, farming, whatever, ranching, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just doesn't matter. So we got pretty heavy, and it's something we actually might bring back and actually do some content for the channel too, because it would be great, because I actually have like an online server that I've had for like on both Bedrock and the Microsoft edition, which I don't remember what that one's called, but it's called something. It's not called Microsoft edition, but it's called something. Either way, but Bedrock, and I think it actually is Bedrock. I think that is the Microsoft one, and the other one's just called Java.
Oh yes,
yeah. So Bedrock and Java. Yeah, either way, if I'm wrong, somebody will point out in the comments. But so Bedrock and Java, I apparently have an online server for both that I've been fucking paying for like a year, and I can't remember the last time I played fucking Minecraft. So I was like, instead of canceling them, I mean, might as well start looking at what we can do for, you know, content and stuff like that, because we actually got pretty heavy into the Bedrock edition, because you could, it was like $1.50 a world, where you could buy like these fully created worlds for shit. So we actually had one night where it was an entire world that was just parkour. So you spawned on this island, and there was a bridge that took you over to this big gigantic island, and the island just was a spiral all the way up. And like every 20, maybe 30 blocks was a new biome and a different parkour layout. And none of the puzzles were like reused. It was crazy. It was insane. So we had a lot of fun. Man, dude, that was probably like one of my funnest nights streaming. Like, there was so many of us in there. There was like probably like fucking 10 people. We were all just trying to fucking see who could make it first.
Cool.
Yeah, it was nerve wracking for sure. But I mean, they actually had one game in there, which is what started it for me, because I love scary games. I'm a big horror game fan, obviously. And they had, it was called Minecraft's Scariest, Scariest World Created. And because you'll see tons of like Halloween packs and this and that and this and that and all that other fun shit. This was legit. Someone went through and made an actual scary game inside of Minecraft and did a great fucking job. Like a
That's hard.
great fucking job. Like
Hard
you're
to imagine being scared
walking.
of Minecraft, but
You
okay.
you would think so, but
Yeah.
you'd be walking, you see like these like fucking horrific things like off in the trees like this just staring at you, and you're walking past them and they're like 8 feet fucking tall, and like you get close to them and they're not moving, so then you get that false sense of security, so you keep just chugging along, and it's you and like three of your friends, and you're all just like, you were scared, you were scared, ha ha, and then you get up to like a door and you go to hit the switch to get in the door, and you just hear this fucking blood curdling scream, and they're just fucking chasing after you out of nowhere. These things are like 8 feet tall, and everybody's just split, ran, and just off. And it was crazy, dude. It fucking blew my mind. Oh my gosh. And then it was like the thing was constantly after you, and you got inside this mansion, and the entire mansion floor that you had to get through was all parkour. So you had to parkour and get around obstacles that could kill you, while this thing that defied gravity could just do it the fuck it wanted to and was just on your ass. Like, oh man, dude, it was very nerve wracking. Very nerve wracking, but super fucking fun. And like I said, I mean, for a fucking a $1.15, it's like I have
Yeah.
100% rights to stream, record, whatever the fuck I want to on that world. I own the world at that point, our version of the world, I guess I should say at that point. Like, and like I said, I already have an online server, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I definitely want to look into that and see if there's like, I mean, because it's been a while, so I have to think there's tons of new fucking maps out there where I could be like, this could be great, fucking, game night or something like that.
Pretty incredible they still update that thing like that I theoretically have owned for 10 years or something. 'Cause I got like the beta Java version, and
Mm.
that purchase still counts.
So
So,
it's actually funny how I got into Minecraft. So I had this old ass laptop, right? Thing was stupid old and barely fucking worked, whatever. But I wanted to be able to play some video games, and at that time, Skyrim I think had just come out, and I wanted that. And my buddy had a jailbroken version of Skyrim. And I was like, oh, dude, fuck yeah, dude, get that on my laptop. That'd be sick. This is back whenever I was really trying to somewhat dip my toe into computer gaming, and the laptop didn't work out well. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to stay with consoles. And then I finally got what I have now. And I'm like, fuck my consoles. So that's my PS5 sitting right here staring me in the face. But, so I'll never forget, I came home, and it was in one of my previous relationships. My girlfriend, she was like, "Hey, did you use my card to buy a game?" And I was like, "Not that I know of." And she's like, "I mean, I wouldn't care, but like, I just don't understand because the game was bought twice." And I was like, "I did not use your card to buy a game." And she's like, "Well, I got a call today about, just this game got bought twice and they're trying to figure out if it's fraud, and I wanted to make sure I talked to you first about it." I was like, "What's the name of the game?" And she's like, "Minecraft." At this point, I had not heard of Minecraft. I didn't know what Minecraft
oh
was.
wow.
And so I look it up, and all I see is this dude, pixelated obviously, running
Yep.
after a pig with a stick, and I'm like, I would never buy this. Like, this game looks fucking terrible. Like, why would I buy this? Like, no, I did not fucking buy this. And I mean, honest to God, I literally did not do it. And so my buddy, who was putting the jailbroken version of Skyrim on my computer, knew about this, so he thought it would be funny to also put a jailbroken version of the Minecraft beta or whatever on my computer as well, because his cousin had a server. And one night they were all playing, and he sent me a text. He's like, "Hey man, I know you don't care about Minecraft. I know you looked at it. It's definitely a different game than you think it is. We're all playing. Just jump on, try and see if you can have fun." And I'll never forget, I walk in, And the first thing I see is like this extravagant house that his brother has built. And he's got like fucking lava fountains shooting out the top, all this crazy shit. And I'm like, wow, you can build that? I was like, oh wow, that's pretty fucking cool. And I'm just sitting here watching it and I'm like, man, this is okay. Minecraft might be a little bit different than I thought it was. And then right after that, his girlfriend and his cousin went into his brother's house, and like 2 creepers followed them in and blew like half the shit up. At that point, I was like, well, if I'm making a house, none of you motherfuckers are going to know where it's at. Like, none of you are going to know where it's at. And then I immediately went to this like whole adventure with him where we went and down into this fucking mountain, and we were down there. We got some fucking diamond, and I was super excited because I'm super new to Minecraft. I'm like, oh, fucking diamond. And then like we're trying to mine our way up, and it was like my job was to break above us, and he was, you know, putting blocks down below our feet, and we are just going up trying to get out, and we both suffocated in the mountain and died to suffocation. And I was like, what the fuck? I was so mad. Oh man. And that was my first introduction to Minecraft. So then after that, I literally the next day I got on and I built like a house inside of a mountain way away from everybody. And wouldn't tell anybody where I was at. Like, fuck that, dude. I see what you guys do. Y'all be blowing up people's shit. I was like, well, I'm going to spend hours and hours and hours on this game and get all this stuff for somebody to come blow my shit up. I'd be pissed. So yeah. And what was funny is that like his cousin, me and him are really good friends to this day. And he had actually went to the Nether and was mining netherrack and built an entire like netherrack castle in the overworld. And we were, me and my buddy at the time, we had built this whole mine rail system, and we actually found that castle. It was way off, like way off. So we built an entire underground mining system all the way to it. And that's where my buddy was going to live. And then like we're sitting there setting up shop, we're putting down a bed, we're building some stuff in this castle, and all of a sudden he like jumps on one day, and I'd never talked to him before. Like at this point, like we had never spoken, and he just knew I was somebody that was a friend of his cousin's that was playing in the server. And he goes, "What are you guys doing in my house?" And I was like, "Holy shit, this is yours?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Wow." And he goes, "Did you guys just find it?" And I was like, "Yeah, we thought it was vacant. He's gonna, you know, build in, but obviously, you know, we'll leave out." And he goes, "Did you guys build a mine system all the way here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "That's fucking cool, dude. Like, how far is this?" And he's like riding the mine system with us and shit. He's like, "Fuck it, you guys can have my house. I don't care, but this is fucking awesome." Like, I mean, it went forever, dude. It took us forever to build that fucking thing. So, but yeah, that was how I found out about Minecraft. Someone hacked my girlfriend at the time's identity, and not identity, but her card, and bought 2 versions of Minecraft. And I looked into it and was like, nope, not touching it. And then my buddy decided to be an asshole and download it on my computer, and then I got addicted. So, and I've owned Minecraft ever since then.
Was he doing that to try to frame you?
Like no, he just thought it was funny afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, because he was there when she asked me about the game.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've literally never seen Chris play Minecraft. I don't know if he would or not, but yeah. So, yeah, it was something else. I was like, Jesus, man. But yeah, he just put it on there just to be a dick. Like, there's no ifs, buts about it. He put it on there to be a dick. So, but yeah, that was my introduction to Minecraft. And I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. And even over the years, I mean, it's one of those games that I think is great that you can just kind of pick up, play, get lost in for a fucking week or so, and then be able to put back down, and just it's gonna be there. Like, it's not going anywhere. They'll never shut them fucking servers down. Minecraft will live on forever unless they ever make a Minecraft Part 2, which will never happen. But we'll see, you know. But yeah, I mean, I've bought so many like skins and texture packs and all kinds of shit in that game. Oh.
I got the Switch version. It comes with like Mario stuff.
Oh, does it?
But at some point, since they have like a Mario World in there, it's like got Mario stuff. And at some point, they updated the game in such a way that the physics changed and none of this stuff works anymore. So like, it didn't change the world at all. But you go into it and try to go down a pipe, and it just gets stuck.
Wow.
And it's a real bummer.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It looks
sucks.
cool.
Yeah, I remember playing that RL Craft. I think that's like whenever you kind of first joined the channel. That shit was
Sounds
rough,
familiar.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was whenever everything was like just set on like hardcore mode. You can die in like one hit from basically fucking everything. And there's constantly like dragons and all kinds of shit just flying around just trying to kill you. That game was rough, man. I have probably never been more frustrated in my entire fucking life than playing that. Oh man. Oh, and it's so weird. That's the one thing I hate is like I love survival games so much, but there's just so many. Like, and that's the thing that
Yeah.
sucks the most is like you get into one and you finally found a good one. Like Valheim, for instance, is a great survival game, but it's like especially doing something like Dead Buddies, we have so many that we play through. It's like I want to get invested in another one. Like at some point, I still want to get back and play Valheim. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I even fucking played Valheim, and I pay for a server for that fucking game
Oh,
too.
jeez.
So
Yeah, I wonder how
servers
that game.
left and fucking right.
I haven't thought about that in a while. I wonder if that's still
They
a
actually
thing.
patched and put in the new ones and shit like that. Because I know last time me and you talked, they had the two new areas they were still going to be adding or adding
Yeah.
monsters in. You could find the areas, but there was nothing in them. So I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't had
Wonder
time
back
to
to it
like
sometime.
actually go back and check it out. So
Yeah. I mean, it still hasn't. I guess it hasn't actually been out that long, so it's probably no big updates yet. But
yeah, I mean, I know
oh,
they were really good about putting out their roadmap and stuff. So I
yeah.
mean, I think the game's gonna do great. I just don't know if how long I'm gonna be around for the ride. I guess I don't know.
Right.
Like I said, it's a great game, but it's also one of those where I'm able to just take a break from it, not worry about it. Maybe at some point I'll come back to it. I don't know. We'll see. I actually had to have my friends. They actually texted me the other day and was like, "Hey, could you get on like update the server because we can't
Oh,
get in?" And I actually had to like
sure.
go in and force manually update the server and shit. And I was like, "All right, that is what it is." So I was like, I mean, they're all like, "Unless you don't want us to play on," I was like, I mean, I'm fucking paying for it, so I'm glad somebody's playing on it.
Yeah, why not?
So I mean, might as well. It's like $15 a month, so I'm glad somebody's paying or playing on
Yeah.
it.
I'm still paying for Final Fantasy 14, and
Same here.
I haven't
Yeah.
played it in a few months either. I'm
Yeah.
racking up that veteran time, so I'll get some sort of fun bonus whenever I go back. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go back to Final Fantasy 14, especially whenever Endwalker hits. I just
Yeah,
like I
no, I do want to play it more. It's just
there's just yeah, I just got so much shit going on, especially Final Fantasy wise, dude. Just like my fucking whole streaming net got derailed because I fucked up and completely fucked my entire team on Final Fantasy 2, so that sucked. I finally got to the spot where I was just getting my fucking shit packed. It sucked. So I've literally done nothing. I actually thought about restarting my gameplay like completely over
yeah,
on Final Fantasy 2. Like I was this close to just being like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start from the beginning and then move through. But like, I mean, I literally went from having basically no magic on my team because I was thinking that the last person that was missing was going to be magical because I had Minwoo for a while and that was the magical person. So I was like, okay, cool. They'll just keep swapping the fourth person out with a magical person because I hadn't played it in so long. I fucking forgot. And then it was like Maria sucked at everything. And then I read up and it's like, oh yeah, she's a great dark mage if you build her into a mage. And so then I just put like all my magic on her because of how stupid that magic leveling up system is. So then it's like I'm like 75% through the game and like my strongest mage has like fucking a total mana pool of like 50. I'm like she casts like four spells and I'm throwing a fucking ether at her every fucking other turn, you know? Like it's just not helping. So I was like,
yeah,
I gotta take a break from that, figure out what I want to do as a strategy. And I mean, I changed everything up. Like there was apparently the one thing I hate about the older Final Fantasies is like they added in great aspects as far as like if you wear this armor it damages your actual like magic power by this much da 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 da, but they don't directly say that. So it's just one of those where it's like you kind of have to like memorize your status screens and go in there every time you go to put something else on
yeah,
versus it just directly showing that if you put this on it will have this negative impact. Obviously in today's world it's different. You go to put something on, you're going to know every positive and negative before you hit accept. But Man, dude, I had no idea. I was just like fucking myself the entire time. So then it's like, even whenever I did switch to Maria to magic, she was wearing this heavy ass armor for the defense. And then on top of that, she's using a bow, and a bow gives you like -70 to your magic. So it's like she's casting spells, but she's not doing shit for damage. And I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And then it was like, I didn't understand the whole spell leveling thing, because like I'm using the Asuna in order to like heal from poisons and shit like that, but it's like it felt like it did the same thing regardless of when I casted it, whether it was a level 1 or a level 3. So I'm like, if I'm just wasting MP this entire time because she has no fucking mana pool, I just got
Yeah.
to the point where I just bought like 20 tomes of that, and as soon as it levels up to like level 2, I would just forget the spell and then relearn it so it'd be level 1 again. And then I finally got to a point where like every enemy can turn you to stone, and it's like, well, if your Asuna is like a level 5 or higher, it can cure stone. And I was like, motherfuck me, dude. I've been throwing a spell away the entire fucking time. So, and then like I had Furion with double swords. I had fucking Guy rocking a battle axe, and it's like Guy's better unarmed. Furion always sword and shield, because then you get the drop on the enemies because his evasion is so fucking high. You get ambush a lot more, and I was like, oh my god. And it's like, put a fucking staff on Maria. Yes, she starts with a bow, but the bow is just gonna fuck you in the long run. And I'm like, bro, help me out. Like, where is this information? Like,
It's
before I started playing, like, fuck me.
it's weird how they made that more confusing and stuff than the first game. Like they
It's
the first game's pretty straightforward. I
it
mean,
is
there's
very straightforward.
stuff like yeah, how they get there, like the systems in two, I just don't care enough to figure out.
And then like
It's
the I mean, I've always heard about it, but to hear about the aspect, or to read the aspect of the fastest way to level up is to actually like do damage and shit to yourself. Like, it's so beyond stupid to me. It's just and it's the part that I think frustrates me the most with that is that I'm not playing like the original. I'm playing the PSP updated version.
oh,
So
I
you
didn't
would
see
think
that.
that they would have took that
Yeah,
out, you know, but they
wow.
didn't. It's still there to be like, go fuck yourself. So yeah,
That's ridiculous.
but I'm enjoying the game. I mean, it's good. I'm glad I'm playing it again. I actually forgot a lot of the parts of the story, which was great. So going through it again has been fun. Just listening to the soundtrack again has been fun. I mean, Final Fantasy 2 actually had a lot of really good music. So I'm having fun with the game. But now, like I said, it's gonna be so different. One, whenever the videos hit dead funny, and two, the next time I go to stream, because it's gonna be like I said, Maria had all my magic. Furion was double swords, and Guy was double axe, to where it's going to come back. Furion and Maria have like nothing but light armor. Guy is heavy armor. He's got like 3k health now, moving closer to 4. He's unarmed. Furion sword and shield. She doesn't have a bow anymore. She's got a staff. Furion does all my white magic. She does all my black magic. Like, it's completely different fucking setup. Completely different setup.
I wonder if something just broke in that system where like they never meant for Maria to actually be a mage like that, which is why they gave her a bow all the time. But
I
they
don't
just
know.
did the numbers wrong.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's so weird.
No clue. Yeah, and like just the system, and it's weird because like her system is set up specific to that game too. So like they start her out on the back row because she has a bow. Obviously, you can move her to the front row where she'll hit with her melee, which is fine and dandy. I didn't notice that she was on the back row until like way after I gave up on giving her melee weapons. I'm like, she fucking misses every hit. Well, that's why, because she's in the fucking
Yeah.
back row. So she's gonna miss every fucking hit. But her being put specifically in the back row forces the enemy's original AoE, or not AoE, but aggro, to go towards Guy, who is built to be your tank. And on a slight chance they're like, hey, I'm gonna fuck with Furion, his evasion is so high, they're most likely going to miss him almost every fucking time. So it makes sense. Like, the team is built correctly,
Yeah.
But then you get to all this other shit and you're like, what happened? Like, did two different people come up with this system? And it was like one guy's like, I'll work on the first part of the game, you work on the second part of the game, we'll have no communication with each other, and then when the deadline's here, we'll just throw it all together and see what happens. Because that's what it fucking feels like. It felt like at first everything was very structured and then everything got out of hand very quickly. I don't know. I'm fucking confused. I'm enjoying the game, but I'm fucking confused. So,
And
oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Man.
I've never tried to get very far in that thing. There are other Final Fantasies for me to play. I figured,
Yeah, I mean, I
point.
feel like 1 and 2. If you know the team setup like that ahead of time, I feel like 1 and 2 you could probably sit down and get them both knocked out probably in an 8-hour span together. I think you could knock them both out quickly because 1 is definitely one of those games where you just have to out level everything, and that's super easy to do. And it's funny because like I have this channel that makes fun of that. They're called like Final Fantasy in a Nutshell, and they go over each one and just kind of like poke fun at the different Final Fantasy aspects. And that was one of the things was like they go into this fight and they get their ass kicked, and then it was like meanwhile 5 hours later, and then it shows like the warrior light, he's fighting these fucking dogs, and it's like another 5 hours go by, and then he's like fucking just buffed as shit, just walking around like who's next, and like bitch slapping Bahamut and shit. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And it's so true. Like I literally got to the point where I was like, I don't even think Chaos could fuck with me at this point. Like I literally was not worried going against Chaos at all. I was so fucking over leveled. It was ridiculous. So you definitely get to that point, which that's probably the weirdest thing to me. I know Kelsey talked about wanting to do DFU series when we finally finish Zelda, of going back and doing like the Final Fantasy since I'm playing through them. But it's like, I was thinking about the other day, I was like, what would be like one of the things? Because there's always something in a game that just kind of catches Kelsey where she's like, okay, why? Rat tails. I don't understand the rat tail thing. In the first one, and apparently I think it's in the second one too. I haven't found it yet. I know for sure it's in the first one. If you bring Bahamut a rat tail when you find him, that's what he uses to transform your characters into their ultimate form. A rat tail.
Huh.
I don't know why. They didn't explain it. It was just something I fought and I got a rat tail, and it was like, give this to Bahamut and he'll upgrade you to your characters to what they're supposed to look like and make them more powerful. So I did it. And yeah, I became just, yeah, it's fucking weird, dude. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I've heard it in other Final Fantasies as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I know not in anything newer, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's made like a cameo somewhere. I mean, Final Fantasy or Square Enix is very big on doing that. So,
Yeah, it's like in 9 and in, well, it's sort of in 12, but not really. But definitely 9, because 9 does a lot of referencing the first game, so that makes sense. And 4. Huh, yeah, I didn't remember that. That's weird. And I wanted to look it up to see if like, it's just some weird translation or something. But no, it's just a rat tail. It's
damn.
exactly what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
So you just find like the king of fucking dragons in this fucking cave, and he's just like, "Bring me a rat tail," and you're just like, "Okay." And yeah,
Can't explain that at all.
woot, exactly. So, oh well. I don't know. It's weird, but it's fun going through them. But yeah, the only thing that sucks about going through Zelda right now with Kelsey is like now that we're on Majora's Mask, it's like fuck, man, dude. I've seen so much stuff collector wise for Majora's Mask, and I'm just like I would be okay with like. It's like I said, I would love to get Zelda stuff. I have to pick and choose, obviously, because fucking Final Fantasy comes first. But it's like, man, I would really love to have like a fucking life size Majora's Mask like on my fucking wall. That would be so fucking cool, dude. Like I found one of the ones from what it's like figure or first for figures or figures for it's something like that. Something some website.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it's like a newer website too, and like they had something where like they dropped these Majora's Mask, and it was like if you were like a day one person on the Majora's Mask, you got to get these LED ones, and so it actually comes like the base is like a branch, and whenever you connect the mask to the branch, you can have it actually like doing like LED through the eyes.
Oh
So and it
wow.
actually like it moves back and forth too. So like it starts dim and then it gets bright and then goes back down to dim again. But oh man, dude, so good. It's like a little Majora statue I would totally get because it's like I told Kelsey, I was like, I mean, as much as Final Fantasy is my favorite game, I mean Zelda was, you know, probably the first series I got into. Final Fantasy was definitely the first RPG I ever beat, but Zelda was the first series I got into because I didn't really care about the other Final Fantasies. I was like, seven's all I give a shit about. So, and then I got older and I was like, hey, other Final Fantasies are actually really fucking good and I should play them too. It's okay to like a series. So, um, and with playing Zelda, it's like fucking Majora is probably, it's like I said, he's fucking tied for second place out of my favorite villains of all time. Like it's literally Sephiroth and then like Majora and Kefka are
Oh,
literally just like neck and neck. It's like I love both of them so much. Like Majora was so well done as a fucking villain. Obviously Kefka was too. But it's just man, dude, like especially whenever we watch that animated thing that I showed her that those people over at Ember Labs did. Whenever he puts that mask on, and then he just closes his fist, and the campfire goes out, and that Majora, that trademark Majora laugh comes out. I'm just like, that shit sends fucking shivers every time, dude. I fucking love Majora so much, dude. He was such a badass. So
it's a really good image. Just that mask is
yeah,
artistically very nice. I have had
yeah.
like phone cases of that a bunch because they look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't look obviously. I mean, they're real nerdy shit, but like they're aesthetically pleasing in a way
Right,
too that doesn't make me feel lame. I don't know.
right.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
definitely something I'm probably gonna be looking into is getting me like an actual fucking like Majora's Mask. I've been looking on
yeah,
Etsy and shit like that. There's people that make some really fucking good ones out there. So
yeah. You gotta diversify your selection. You know, at some point you got enough clouds, right? Like,
no,
oh,
no,
okay. Let's try it.
that will never happen, dude. I can never have enough, especially Cloud. No, that could never happen. But I have officially went on record and said that I would really love to be able to collect some awesome Final Fantasy 16 shit. If that game literally is gonna be as good as I'm hoping it's gonna be, I'll buy figures, I'll buy statues. Like man, dude, I am. God, I'm gonna disappear off the face of the planet when that game comes out. Like that's all I'm gonna do is just grind the shit out of that game. I'm so fucking pumped for that.
Oh, that'd be
Oh
nice.
man.
I haven't gotten like day one Final Fantasy in so long because
Mm-hmm.
15 was whatever it was, and then
Yeah. And then they
13
didn't
was
even
like
fucking finish it.
11 years ago. Something like it's
So maybe you might know the order of this. I was gonna look into it. I mean, I was gonna wait until I got closer to actually playing 15. Because like I said, I haven't played 15 yet. But so the King's Glaive that came
mhm.
out as an animated show or movie. I think it's a
It's
movie.
it's a little movie. Yeah,
Yeah, is that like before the game, after the
that is
game?
that's prequel stuff. That is before the
Okay,
game.
so that is
Yeah,
something that I could watch before I played the game, and it would help make sense as I'm playing the
yes,
game.
for sure.
Okay,
Because there's a lot of stuff that's not in there. As
okay,
I understand,
sweet.
like the game was rushed in a big
Right.
way. So
Yeah, because I was like laying in bed, and my girlfriend was like, "So I didn't know there were multiple Final Fantasy movies," and I was like, "Well, you did. I told you." I was like, "There was Advent Children, which in my opinion was fucking amazing, and then there was Spirits Within, which almost caused the fucking Enix Square merger to get called off because it was fucking terrible." And then she's like, "Yeah, but what about the King's Glaive?" And I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And I looked into it. And I was like,
sure.
"Oh, this is Final Fantasy 15 shit. Of course, I don't know what you're talking about because I basically just didn't do anything with this game." So, not by choice. It wasn't something that was on my priority list at the time when it came out. So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had a
Last
lot
I
of friends that
checked,
played it, and they all like literally dropped it super fast. And I was like, maybe it's not a good game.
yeah, I didn't finish it. I don't know. I played it like last year, I guess, and played I think most of it. I don't know. It's fun. It was fun for, I don't know. Maybe I'll finish this sometime. But that movie is on like Crackle or something. It's like free on some weird service.
Well, it's on Netflix now.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now, which is how I found out about it. So, yeah, because she was cruising around on Netflix, and apparently, I guess she typed in Final Fantasy to see what would come up, and Kingsglaive came up. So
I think it has like serious actors in it too. It's like
really
Sean Bean and Aaron Paul or something. I might be making that up entirely, but it's like, yeah, Hollywood actors to voice act it.
This Square Enix ain't fucking around, dude. Pulling out the big guns.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
they tried.
I'm okay with that. Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, so that was definitely a thought that I had, was like, okay, I want to make sure, like, if I end up watching this, like, I mean, I'm going to wait till I get closer to the point where I'm actually going to play 15, because that just makes sense. And I was talking to somebody, and they're like, oh, you should definitely play 15 before you play 16. I was like, well, I mean, it has nothing to do with each other, so.
Right.
We're not going from cars back to fucking medieval. I love it whenever I hear people who obviously don't know what Final Fantasy is, and they're all like, oh, you're going to play this one before you play that one? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, but you're going to take it completely out of, like, order. It's like, there's no order. Like,
yeah.
Have you seen the setting for the two games? Like, it's not even fucking close. Like, I mean, they're still using horses or chocobos and wagons versus fucking Noctis and them are riding around in a goddamn car. Like,
that's like all Japanese, almost every series seems to be like that. Yeah. Like that, they're all just disconnected, like Persona or Dragon Quest. You know, it's all just a bunch
Dragon
of discrete
Quest was a good fucking game. Dragon Quest was a great game. Holy shit. I would love for them to make a new one.
A new Dragon Quest? They did. Like 11? They made like a year ago or something.
Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking of something else. Oh, my God. You said Dragon Quest. I'm thinking Dragon Age. Oh, my God.
Oh, Dragon Age. Yeah, Dragon Age.
Dragon Age is a great game, dude. Dragon Quest is still a good game. Now I know where we're at. Because, yeah, they just did the World Maker one, right? Dragon Quest, where like you can actually build. Yeah, Builders. There you go.
That game's really fun. That's a really
that
good
was
game.
The newest one that just came out, right?
11. They did like a updated version of 11 recently. That came out a couple of years ago, I think.
Did you hear that they actually have a third party company that has now signed on and is going to be doing or remaking other projects from Square Enix?
No.
Yeah, and one of the top ones that is rumored really big, which I would be 100% for, is fucking Chrono Trigger. Like,
oh, interesting.
That would be fucking amazing, dude. I would play the shit out of that. Chrono Trigger is so good.
I don't know if they need to even do that, man. Like that game.
I don't think they need to, but imagine what that would like. It's just so funny to me because it's like with Square Enix games, there's so many different parts where you can look and be like, okay, you can clearly see inspiration from something. That game has Dragon Ball Z all over it with their character development, dude. Like,
well, I mean, it's
all over it, dude.
Same artist.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could just definitely like. I wonder if they would keep that moving, like, if they were to update it. Yeah. That's, man, dude.
I mean, I wonder because like they did that 3D remake of Trials of Mana.
Was that good?
I don't know. I haven't played. I think it's okay.
I almost picked it up.
They did a bad remake of Secret of Mana, and then they did, I think, an okay remake of Trials of
Mana. Yeah, because I almost picked it up whenever I was doing the all the Final Fantasy games, because it was like Square Enix's entire fucking thing was like 50% off, and I was like, all right, sweet. I literally looked at it and I was like, I'm planning on buying every single Final Fantasy. Obviously, by the time I get to some of these, because they're going to get longer, it's going to take me longer. Yeah. They might be a different price at that point, maybe. Who knows? I mean, you still have like fucking something like Zodiac Age, which is like fucking $59.99 still. So it's like that game's fucking old, but you know, is what it is.
I guess that remake that they put out is on the PC port is maybe recent enough. I guess I don't remember.
I still don't feel like it should be $59.99.
Like, they released it at that price, I guess, and I think I paid it.
Final Fantasy 12, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's a good game. It's a great game. 12 was fucking phenomenal. I mean, you got one of the hottest chicks in Final Fantasy, dude. Fran. Gotta love her. Gotta love her, dude. The bunny girl. Yeah. But I still love 12, dude. 12 cracks me up. Like, I mean, to literally go from like Vaughn, where you feel like he's the main character, to where like out of nowhere it's like you get like these side cast characters who just steal the fucking show, and it's just like, well, you got put on that back pedal real quick.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Poor Vaughn. He basically goes from like being the main character to like the bodyguard, and that's pretty much all he is for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's a bummer. But otherwise, I love that game. I don't know. That's one of
I'm
those games that
excited.
I want to play all the time.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
being in that world and that music and like it's just
Well, and that was kind of the first time we ever had kind of like that. It was like where they were kind of like towing the waters with the MMO environment without the MMO aspect, where it was just like being able to go out and hunt monsters in like this open world type thing. So, yeah, because I remember there's that meme with that fucking dinosaur that apparently that's like right outside the first area where you go up and he just fucks you up. Yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy. It's gonna be fun to play 10 again, though.
I bet.
Man, dude,
That's great.
Last time I think I actually played 10, or actually saw 10, I guess I should say, was when my dad played through it, because I played through it and he played it multiple times because that was his favorite. And I think that's the last time I actually seen anything from 10 was whenever he was playing it again. My dad was the king. Oh man, dude. He'd fucking, if he tried to do that to my systems, I'd kill him. But he was the king of like finding ways to make shit do stuff for him while he wasn't around. So we would like be like going out to eat or something like that, and you would literally see like the PlayStation 2 controller sitting on a table, and it would have like fucking toothpicks shoved into the analog stick, so that way the character's constantly moving around, and then there were like toothpicks shoved into the X button, so it would just attack.
That's amazing.
I mean, he would do that shit all the time, dude. If I would have come home and see something like that's my PS5 controller, I'd fucking strangle him. Oh my god. But yeah, he did that shit all the time, dude. All the time. Oh. Yeah. The only other
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only other game I ever saw him get big in besides those two, because that's what I grew up on, was watching him play Zelda and Final Fantasy, and that's how I got into him so big. Was oh my god, the game was so good. Now I can't think of the name of it, but he saw it off that movie Lean on Me with Adam Sandler, and he's no, Lean on Me was the Adam Sandler one, right?
Maybe I don't remember that. I'm picturing something in my mind, but it can't be. I don't know.
Watch me be fucking wrong.
There's a 1989 movie with Morgan Freeman.
No.
Oh, 2003? No, this is French or something. This isn't it. Need to know now.
Yeah, I gotta know now. Was it not called Rain Over Me? That's what it was called. Rain Over Me. Not
okay.
Lean on Me. So yeah, Rain Over Me. And there's this game that Adam Sandler is constantly playing in the movie. And it made my dad want to play it. Now I can't remember what the fucking game was, and he loved the fuck out of that game.
Give me some hints. What's the game? Oh, it's Shadow of the Colossus. It's
there you go. Shadow of the Colossus, yeah. That actually was not a bad game, because I ended up picking it up after he did. It was pretty good.
I didn't like it at first. Like, whenever it was out as a kid, like it didn't hit for me. But I played it again as an adult, and I can appreciate it more, I guess. Pretty good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's just it's vast and open, and there's not a lot to do. A lot of riding a horse.
Yeah. Oh. There's really, for as good of a game as it was, there really isn't actually much built into it.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's pretty
doing
simple
the
game.
thing it wants to do, I guess. Yeah. Something to be said for that, for a game that is just one thing, and it does it well, instead of like some weird bloated thing with a bunch of side quests that take forever and then waste your time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A lot of modern games, kind of.
I don't know, man. I just feel. I mean, obviously, at some point we plan on doing a show about Outriders, and we'll dive full into that. But I just feel at this point in time, with how Outriders was, and then oh my god, what was the other game that just came out not that long ago and did this shit too? I don't know. I feel like AAA titles are getting away a lot more with this. Like, we can release a game and it basically not work for like the first 3 to 5 days, and that's okay. Like,
I
it
mean, the server
feels like,
stuff is now a big issue a lot lately. Yeah.
yeah, and it feels like it's getting more common than uncommon. And like, I understand, yeah, you can release betas and you're never going to know like the actual output you're going to get. Like Outriders, I'll give them a pass on the servers. I'll give them a pass on day one of the, not even day one, on half of day one of the servers. Like, sooner or later you should be able to fix your shit. But to go into 2 days was completely fucking unacceptable. But with these AAA titles like Call of Duty, not the last one, but the one before that, whenever that dropped, I could not believe the fact that the servers were out for like 6 to 7 to 8 hours. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I get it, you'll never know the exact number of people who are going to be on your servers, but at some point with releasing as often as Call of Duty does, you should have a grand idea that it's probably going to be more than like 1,000 people playing the game. Like,
yeah.
that's pretty fucking obvious. You know what I mean? Like, you should be like able to look, backtrack, and be like, okay, Call of Duty is trending. Like, every midnight release, we've been like up another 5,000. So let's just push it up another 10,000 and fucking we'll see what happens. Like, Activision has the pockets for it. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
So I wonder if they do know, and it's like a cost thing where they're like, you know what, it's not worth it. After this 8 hours, like it'll balance out, and we don't need that extra server anymore. So like, let's just skip it.
That's what I'm saying. Activision has those pockets, though. You know what I mean? Like, so, because if that is the mentality, then it is up to us as the gamers at the end of the day to hold them accountable.
Yeah, well, like, what do you do? I mean, the thing is, it only matters if you're buying it anyway.
You know what would be the best way to stick it to them? Obviously, you can't sit here and say, don't buy the game, because no one's ever going to do that. But you know what would literally make them shit themselves? If all of us as gamers collectively stood up and were like, you know what? We're not going to pre-order any game anymore. Yeah. It's not going to happen. Yeah. They would shit themselves. Not knowing how much money they were potentially going to get off a game, they would shit themselves. Like, there's got to be some, I mean, it's crazy to me to go to Outriders' Twitter account and look at just like how candidly and casually they're interacting with the fans about the fact that their servers were down. That it's a joke. It's funny to them. That's crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy to me that there's like no repercussions. Like, they're going to give us a fucking free legendary because, you know, of all of our fucking issues. They have players now whose entire inventories are getting wiped. Right.
That's fucked. Like, that's such
insane.
A huge fuck up.
That is insane. And they're still just making jokes and shit. Like, what? I just can't believe, like, there's just no standards anymore. There's just no fucking standards anymore.
I can't get that mad at them, though, because I paid $0 for this game.
It's that's just on Game true. Pass. for certain people, yeah, you know, there is that. But
if that got sprung on them, if they were planning for whatever they were thinking they're going to sell, and then Square Enix made a deal that the developers did not plan for, you know, and so suddenly they have all these people downloading the game for free in numbers they couldn't possibly expect, and so they got like blindsided by it. I mean, we're not blindsided, but like,
I don't know, man, because this is the same team that was working on a lot of Epic project shit with Gears of War. And, I mean, Gears of War's been the same thing, too. Last Gears of War came out on Game Pass for free.
Yeah, well, last Gears of War is made by different people. That's...
what wasn't People Can Fly still part of that team at that point?
No. It's the Coalition now does the Gears of War games. So... I was looking into this. Okay, People Can Fly was its own thing, got bought by Epic for a while, then broke off from Epic again recently. Okay. And then now is its own independent thing for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
But yet they still model their entire fucking combat system after Gears of War.
Well, sure. I mean, and then also kind of just Borderlands, but also, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They made Bulletstorm. That game's cool.
Yeah, that one is the one that I dodged. I felt like that was just that one to me, like even the main character was just felt like a Marcus Phoenix. Like that to me
Oh
just
no,
felt like it was just
every
nothing but
character in the game also sucks. Like, but in
yeah.
a way that it's over the top enough that's
Mm,
kind of funny. Like those guys will just say, "I'm gonna fuck his shit up and kick his shit up his butt and fuck him with it." Like they just get ridiculous in a way that the
mm.
characters in Outriders are just like lame. At
That's
least
fair. Yeah.
these guys take it to a level where it wraps back around to being okay. I think Bulletstorm.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
but it's really stupid for sure. It's not a game you go to for narrative.
I feel like there was like a beta or something that came with Bulletstorm when that came out. I might be wrong. I
Maybe
know.
the Gears of War beta actually at the time.
Was it the Gears of War beta? Okay.
Maybe I don't know, like Gears 3 or something. Maybe
Because I
I might
know
be making.
Crackdown was Halo 3
Yes,
when that
Crackdown sold
did.
a lot of copies because of
Man,
Halo 3's demo.
that's the only reason it was in my household. That's for sure. I mean, my brother played the fuck out of Crackdown, but man, dude, and that was the
Pretty
worst
good.
part was like he was actually excited for Crackdown. I
Yeah.
don't think he got a chance to play that game until like the beta was done and over with because like it was me, my cousin, my mom, my aunt, like every fucking day we were playing that Halo beta. Every fucking day. Oh
Yeah.
man. Good times, dude. Good times. Fucking Halo, dude. Like every once in a while, the whole family will still get together and we'll all jump on Halo and just fucking play. Like I want to say we did it about 2 weeks before my daughter went in for surgery. We all got on and we're playing for fucking like 6 hours. It's fucking ridiculous. So
When that game came out, it was the largest selling entertainment product ever
Crackdown?
released. Thing, Halo 3.
Oh, Halo
No,
3.
not Crackdown. No, definitely not.
Yeah, Halo 3. Man, dude, Halo 3 was probably. Yeah, I'd say Halo 3. Halo 2 to Halo 3 was probably the prime for Halo for me. I liked Reach, don't get me wrong. 5 and 4 are what they are. I mean, I don't think that I've like necessarily played a bad Halo, but as
No,
far as multiplayer goes, like I feel like 2 and 3 was the prime. I don't think that in my opinion that it's ever been anywhere near as good as it used to be. So,
yeah, I didn't get
that before
online
like
with
the
it.
assassinations and shit.
So,
And all your
but,
power suits and shit like that, all the power abilities you had. That was a lot. Like
but jetpacks were
a
pretty
lot.
cool. That
Jetpacks were
was
cool,
good.
but they were a lot.
So Reach may have been a pinnacle. I don't know. For gameplay, like not for. I mean, Halo 3 was an incredible thing for other levels. For being this ending to this saga.
I mean, I get it. Like you can't really hate too much on it because it's like you have to adapt. Like sooner or later, there has to be something that's different. Like you can't be the same thing every time and still keep a fan base. Like they have to adapt. So you can't hate them for trying to inject new shit in. But it was like you had armor lock, jetpack, sprint. Like you had so much different shit. I was like, what the fuck is all this? Uh but man, dude, was that story so good though? Reach's story was fucking amazing. I loved it. That was probably one of the worst stories to play through, just due to the fact that if you liked any member of the Noble team, you were just waiting for that motherfucker to die. Like you were just waiting for your favorite member to get taken out. Whenever my boy Mill made it all the way to the end, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's go!" And then he died, and I was like, "Shit!" But he went out a badass way, so I'll take it. Versus somebody like Cat who just got like fucking sniped out early on, and I was like, well, that fucking sucks to suck. So, and somehow she was one of the characters that made it as a reskin into Gears of War. I didn't understand that. It's like here's a Mill and here's Cat. I was like, a Mill made sense, Cat didn't. So, but whatever, fuck it. Do you? I guess. I mean, I would have figured like Carter or George. George would have made sense to me. One of those big old dudes. But is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, turn on the notification. That way you get notified next time we upload another video. Hit us in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe we'll get this gamer revolution started. Stick it to the game developers. It won't happen, but, it's just like I said, another day. But
Okay, so it happened with Hitman 3 this year. Also, that's where
that was another one. Okay.
Like day one of that was trouble. Yeah, so I can relate. I got it. I get
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. Hopefully, Square. I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm chomping at the bits to play First Soldier, but if like Square Enix
Oh,
does something like that, then I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. Like you guys are like Square Enix is like my standard. Like I fucking I love that company so much. And I'd be upset if they did that shit. So because I mean,
it,
so far, whenever I know that what.
it did it with Outriders
I mean, I don't
already.
consider that a Square Enix game.
I
That's
mean, well,
like people
Square
can
Enix,
fly.
like the
I
people
don't
you
consider
like
that.
at Square Enix are not the ones developing
No,
the
no,
Battle Royale thing
no.
either.
That's fair. That's
We're not
fair.
Soldier.
Especially with it going on to the fucking phone. Ugh. I
Yeah.
just wish it was coming to computer, dude. I would totally play it if it came straight to
Yeah.
computer. That'd be
Seriously, it's
great.
so it sucks. It's for Japan, I guess. They like their phones more than we do.
I guess. That's fucking nuts, dude. I want to go to Japan so bad.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to once.
That's like fucking
Go.
high up on my fucking list. Like that's like the top, dude. That is like the place I want to go. Ugh,
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
so nice. That'd be so nice. Now that I'm actually not terrified to ride in planes, like fucking like let's go. Like I used
Were
to be
you?
scared. Yeah, dude. I was terrified. Like I've always been scared of heights. And then fucking Kelsey's wedding was the first plane I ever fucking took. Was to Kelsey's wedding.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was brought up flying, as a
Yeah. I
young
mean,
child. So it was.
I used to always say if I was supposed to fly, I would have been born with wings, but I didn't. So I'll just keep on walking. And I was so nervous up to the point where I got in the airport. It was like me and my girlfriend at the time. It was like she was calm. I was sweating bullets. I didn't want to be any part of this fucking plane ride. Nothing. Like even my buddy Mike, when he got married the state above where Kelsey got married. And I drove from Wisconsin all the way there for his
Oh,
wedding.
jeez, man.
Like, because I was like,
A
I'm
long
not
drive.
flying. Exactly. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've made trips to go back home from Wisconsin to Texas driving. It's 22 hours. Like, fucking every time. Like, done it multiple fucking times. And I've even driven straight there. No, like, well, not no stops, but like, no actual, like, I'm staying and sleeping somewhere. Like, driving straight through.
Jeez.
Multiple times. Multiple times. But yeah, now I'll take an airplane every time, dude. If I get fucking it's like 2.5 hours to fucking Texas. If I could get fucking 20 hours of my day back, fuck yeah, dude. Put me on a plane.
I would love to take an airplane. I'm like nostalgic for it now because I
Dude,
haven't been
I'm the
here in
same
so long.
way. I think I got to a point where airplanes became vacation for me. So every time I think about getting on an airplane, I just think about vacation. I'm like, get to sit back, read some comics, or play some video games. Like that was the first time I ever actually like probably got heavy into phone games. Was like I fucking bought Final Fantasy VII on my phone, and that was like my first two plane rides. Was just me playing Final Fantasy VII on my phone. Now I literally got a Switch just for travel. Like that's basically why I got my Switch. I still play it more than that, but that's basically why I got a Switch was for travel. I was like, I get to play console level games on the go. Fuck yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, oh well, but yeah, no. Kelsey's wedding was the first plane ride I ever had, and then I got on the plane, and it was like the moment I had boarded the plane, it was like we switched to where she was just sweat bullets, and I was like, just a plane. No,
Yeah.
I started saying dumb shit like no one's ever died from turbulence, like I know what the fuck I'm talking about,
Right. No.
like I'm just going off of information that I've heard from other people at this point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it'd be fine. It's just a plane ride, storms, they make them fucking for this shit. You'll never have a plane crash due to a storm. Like, come on.
No, of course not.
But I have not done anything out of the country, so that will be different for me. That will be a different kind of plane ride for me if I do something out of the country. I think the longest plane that I've done was probably, I don't know if it would have been in Kelsey's wedding. I think my plane to California was probably longer. And I've
Yeah,
done that
but
one multiple times. Well, not California, Nevada. Yeah, because I definitely went to, it was Nevada I was going to. So drove into California and drove into Utah, but I definitely landed in Nevada. So I think that was probably like my biggest shock too, especially being from the South. Like I'm used to heat. And I think I boarded O'Hare at 60, maybe 50 something degree weather. And then just got off in Nevada at like 111, just sweating fucking bullets. I was like, Jesus, dude. Because I was still wearing like a fucking jacket and stuff. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh. Because I remember that plane ride back, we were actually stuck on the tarmac because it was too hot condition-wise for us to take off.
I've never had that. So
we actually had to wait for it to cool down before our plane was actually able to leave. So... which sucked because we're just sitting here baking in a fucking plane. So I was like, oh, this is stupid. Like, I will bring you cups of water around. It's complimentary. I was like, oh, thank you.
Free water.
Complimentary water. Woot. Sweet. You mean that thing that's free basically every fucking where else?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyways, I know I started wrapping this up, so I guess it's fucking...
Oh, yeah, I got you all. So.
No, it's all good, dude. But, we got Twitters and Twitches below. Make sure you go and check those out. But, yeah, other than that, have a great rest of your week. See you guys next time.